Hello and welcome to Clemson Football Countdown. Manny Robinson on your right, Scott Keeper on your left. A debate on the table. Let's start the clock. Clemson somehow survived the cold and returned from Boston with all their fingers and toes and another ACC Atlantic Division title. The Tigers have a firm grip on the number 2 spot in the college football playoff rankings, and looks like it's going to be another trip for them down to South Beach for the Orange Bowl. But Scott, I wonder, is there any scenario you can see Clemson bumping Alabama and taking that top spot without Alabama losing?
You wouldn't think so, because if you look at the AP poll, the differential between Alabama and Clemson is greater than between Clemson and Notre Dame, which kind of confounds me a little bit.
Yeah.
But I have concocted a scenario whereby Alabama could win out and Clemson could jump above them. And it begins this Saturday against the Citadel. I think if Alabama has to use a 59-yard field goal on the game's final play to defeat the Bulldogs 10-7 in Tuscaloosa, Clemson will leapfrog the Crimson Tide.
I think the only Bulldogs that could get Clemson to number 1 is Georgia. If Clemson started at number 1 spot and hadn't lost, we'd be saying the same things or similar things about Clemson that we're saying about Alabama. Now, because they were in that top spot to begin with, there's this mystique about them. Jason Clary there in our newsroom brought up a good point on Twitter earlier. Look at the top 25 in the preseason. Wisconsin, Miami, Southern Cal, Stanford, TCU, Florida State, Virginia Tech, and Oregon. Now they're all unranked. So that shows you how much stock you should put into those preseason rankings.
Yeah.
I think we're probably being selfish about it, too, maybe trying to get that Cotton Bowl off the bucket list, but I don't think it's going to happen this year.
No, and I think when you look at those 4 top teams in the college football playoff, they're pretty firmly entrenched. And if they just kind of hold serve, that's the way it's going to be.
Yeah. Louisville, who's just had a free point giveaway to their opponents the last couple of weeks, have let go of Bobby Petrino. Anytime a coaching vacancy comes available in the league or throughout the country, the coordinators here at Clemson, their names get thrown out there. So do you think that Louisville would be a good fit for Brent Venables, Jeff Scott, or Tony Elliott?
Take your pick. They would probably all be a good fit. The question is, do they want to fit? I don't know that you want to jump into that situation. Yeah. You've got things rolling here at Clemson. Yeah. You're making a hefty salary, so you're well compensated. You have talent, an abundance of talent, whether you're an offensive coordinator or a defensive coordinator here. So unless you've got like the next Lamar Jackson in your back pocket when you go to Louisville, I don't think either of those 3 will be interested.
Yeah, and that's crazy that's what made them relevant, having Lamar Jackson, and then he leaves and everything leaves.
Yes.
Everything kind of falls to pieces. I mean, they've given up more than 100 points in 2 weeks. 50 to Syracuse. I mean, Syracuse is good, but they're not that good. I think it's probably a moot point, though. I think they're going to go hard after Jeff Brom, who's an alumnus from there, played there. So I think Venables is content where he is. He's fine being a lieutenant. I know everyone wants to throw his name out there. I don't think there's anything wrong with being a lieutenant.
Why leave an ideal situation?
Yeah, absolutely. So let's go 3 and out. Clemson has spread the wealth a lot this year, partly because they've gone so deep into the depth chart. Over under, Tigers who have a catch, at least one catch in this game. Let's set it at 10.5.
I'm going to be Mr. Under this week.
Oh, wow.
And I'll tell you why. Unless Trevor Lawrence makes a habit out of catching his own passes, as he did at Boston College, bat it down, don't catch it. Usually Clemson the receiving core goes about 8 or 9 deep.
Okay.
And I think they don't need any more than that, particularly against Duke. I think you'll see 8 or 9 guys catch a pass unless Trevor Lawrence enters the fray again. So I'm going to go under there.
I'm going to take the over because I think they're going to go deep. Not deep a lot downfield, but deep again into that depth chart. Yeah, so I think you're looking at like 11 and maybe counting the backs as well. So I think they go over there because it's going to be another wide margin here in the Valley. All right, let's go to the defensive side. Over under defensive touchdowns. Let's set it at 1.5.
The potential's there because look, Daniel Jones is going to throw maybe 50 times if Duke is going to stay in this, which opens the door for INT returns.
Yeah.
That Clemson has shown they can do.
Yeah.
I think they'll get 1. I don't think they'll get 2. So I'm going to take the under again.
Just for kicks, I'll take the over. Right. Just for that reason. They're going to throw the ball so much, and I think if just playing the averages, Clemson gets 2 and takes 2 to the house. It's been a couple of easy ones, too. Like they're just, throw them right out in the flat, pick it off, and take it to the house. So I'll say they get 2. All right, so let's get your prediction for it.
I think that Daniel Jones will surprise some people with his not only his passing ability, but the guy can run.
Yeah.
He had 186 yards against North Carolina. Again, that's against North Carolina, a 1-9 team.
Yeah.
He won't be able to replicate that, obviously, Saturday night. But, I think it'll be close for half a quarter. But I'll take Clemson 42-14.
Okay. I'm going a little bit wider. I don't know how we'll get to these numbers, but I'm taking Clemson 58-22.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's a 27-point spread, I believe. So you're
There
covering.
you go. See,
yeah.
yeah.
We're both covering.
There you go. Yeah. A little faith in the Blue Devils, right? Well, I think that's time well spent. We appreciate your time. Catch us next time on Clemson Football Countdown.